Hey guys, today I want to talk about something that I don't really talk about too much, and that's fusion rifles, specifically the fusion rifle Saladin's Vigil, but we'll also talk about fusion rifle archetypes. Now, fusion rifles are something I've never really been good at talking about, simply because I didn't have a lot of experience with them, or the kind of experience to talk about them in a way that I would actually like to. I also know that I'm very late to the Saladin's Vigil party, but I never really got a chance to play with the weapon very extensively. However, thanks to a very long grind session in Iron Banner, I feel much more comfortable talking about fusion rifles. Now, I'm sure most of you have seen videos by now of Saladin's Vigil, or have at least heard about it. Saladin's Vigil drops from Archon's Forge, and it is a super slow firing variety of fusion rifle. However, when equipped with some sort of stability upgrade, like braced frame, and with linear compensator, this thing is absolutely ridiculous in ways that I don't think we've really seen a fusion rifle be before. The one I'm using has hand-laid stock and rangefinder, so it has a lot of reach. There used to be a debate, and I guess there probably still is the debate, on how to spec fusion rifles because it didn't really feel like people knew if range or stability was better. Personally, I think stability is way more important, and I'll talk about why. First, I really quickly want to talk about the Branded Lord. The Branded Lord is the Iron Banner fusion rifle. It was available for purchase recently, but I also got a few others to drop while playing. I had one spec'd for range and another for stability. The Branded Lord is a much faster firing fusion rifle than Saladin's Vigil. The stability version, shockingly enough, was way more reliable as a weapon compared to the one without any stability perks. In fact, I would say that the Branded Lord, or for that matter, any other fast firing fusion, isn't really that good without a stability based bonus on it. The reason is because without a stability bonus, at least on the fast firing fusions, your spread is so wide that without ridiculously good control over the fusion rifle, you're not going to be able to one burst many targets. Not to mention that the fast firing fusions are really only good in very close quarters. You're able to kill off rushing shotgunners and people in that just out of shotgun range, but as soon as you start trying to snipe people, you're gonna fall very, very short, especially because it'll take 6 beams to kill someone. Hitting all of those without stability is rather difficult. Saladin's Vigil, on the other hand, is more about the close to mid-range engagements as opposed to the Branded Lord's near shotgun range. The biggest feature of Saladin's Vigil is probably just its consistency. A good stability bonus, and sort of linear compensator as well, keeps this thing laser focused at longer ranges as well, so there's even some consistency at those far ranges too. This is a problem that a lot of other fusion rifles tend to have. Other fusion rifles just don't feel very good. The recoil patterns are slightly to the left and right, and they have consistency issues because of the 5 beam requirement. Shots might feel good when they come out, but every so often you just don't get the kill to happen, likely because of a beam missing. Generally speaking, you get one chance when using a fusion rifle, and if you don't get the kill, you're pretty likely to die. So while something like the Thyssen FR4 seems like it's basically identical to the Saladin's Vigil is just a way more consistent experience because of that 4 beam kill. There doesn't feel like there's a reason to use the Thyssen over Saladin's Vigil. Not to mention that its recoil pattern is very easily controlled. It is straight vertical, almost like it has counterbalance built into it. All you gotta do is aim at the other player's knees and the gun does the rest of the work. Saladin's Vigil feels good to use because you know that when the beams are being shot, they're gonna go exactly where that gun is pointed and that you're likely to get the kill. Not only that, but since it takes so long to charge, that gives you time to wrap around corners and walls to burst unsuspecting players. However, it doesn't take too long, so you are still able to somewhat reliably counter any sort of shotgun rushes coming your way, to an extent. Another fusion with a similar archetype is the 77 Wizard. It has the highest impact in the game on a fusion rifle, but with garbage stability, only 28 to Saladin's 61. Unfortunately, I don't have a 77 Wizard with stability, but I imagine you might find somewhat similar results. However, since Saladin's Vigil is very easily farmed, it might just be easier to try to find one in Archon's Forge. In terms of a branded Lord versus Saladin's Vigil situation, like which is better kind of deal, I'd say that with more practice, the Saladin's Vigil is going to be a better overall pick for most players. The branded Lord, or other like-minded fusions, play to a much more aggressive style of play, to the point where I think you're probably still better off using a shotgun simply because they're incredibly strong right now. And when I say incredibly strong, I mean the Matador 64 with a very good roll on it is incredibly strong. Its range is its main limiting factor. You're really confined to a very short range. Saladin's Vigil will take a little more getting used to in terms of its charge time, but with a well-rolled version, the thing just absolutely torches people, and range is not nearly as limiting of a factor. You can use it with a lot more freedom. It is just plain not even fair sometimes either, with the ability to snipe people from what amounts to the ideal hand cannon range. Saladin's Vigil feels rewarding because it doesn't have those consistency issues of past fusion rifles, which makes it really, really fun to use as well. All in all, I think if shotguns ever get any sort of nerfs, or the ability to use them the way that they are now is nerfed, we're going to be seeing a lot of Saladin's Vigil in the Crucible. That is what I have for you guys on Saladin's Vigil and fusion rifles. If you enjoyed this video, a positive rating would be greatly appreciated. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.